Alright. Are going live. I'm going to go live early a little bit because I'm just testing stuff. Making sure everything's working. So, right now I'm merit mining. I got myself 4 great rocks right next to each other. And I'm going to turn off the sound from the game, and we're going to go and review the video from last night. Unlike the partners, all of them had good news and all of them were happy. I personally was bewildered by the video because I really didn't get anything of what they're doing this year at all. And the biggest problem is that they pushed up operation to April, when it was understood that they were going to come out in the first quarter. So now operation is coming out after the first quarter. So let's see with the video a little bit. I'm going to turn off the sound and still work on these 4 asteroids that are next to each other while we're listening to the video, and I can comment on what they're saying.
Greetings, Commanders, and welcome to 3312. My name's Phil. I'm a community manager here at Frontier, and I'm super excited to share with you what we've got coming up. So we're starting the year.
First of all, I love the way Phil looks. I didn't know he looked like this. I pictured Phil being in a tie and a suit. The guy's got tattoos. He looks like a biker from Texas. He looks like somebody I would find in one of these motorbikes, like the biker bars, right?
With a packed update. An introduction to the next new ship, fresh details on colonization, and brand new insights into operations. Let's see what the galaxy has in store for this year. We know that everyone's here to find out what we've got coming in 2026. Let's have a quick recap on 2025 first, shall we? So, what was your favourite feature of 2025?
Oh, without a shadow of doubt, it was during Trailblazers. I've been wanting to do something like system colonization within Elite for quite some time. You know, a real big desire to give the keys to the game to the players, to let them go out and tell their stories and change the galaxy, leave their own narrative scars across the systems. So yeah, to be able to finally launch that and then watch people engage in it, it's just incredible.
Well, I don't know. Elite's been around for what, 10 years? So he's been wanting to do this for 10 years? And he just finally decided, hey, well, let's put in Trailblazers 10 years later? Or were you guys working on Zoolanders and roller coasters and fucking Jurassic Park instead of working on this game?
Incredible, really enjoyed that.
The one I really preferred was Vanguards, was Squadrons, because I'm really happy to see the team re-engage with that feature, because it was a bit of an older feature. And
of course, this guy would say Vanguard, because it's probably the only one that actually sucks in the whole update last year. What do we get out of Vanguard? We just got a bank. There really isn't much that we can do with Vanguard except maybe swap stuff through the fleet carrier, the squadron carrier.
now seeing what players do with it, it's really, really good. We've got a lot of active players there. It's growing every week, which is awesome. There's a lot of focus on mentoring as well, which is great to see. The bank system is great as well. It's used for colonization quite a lot. So yeah, really, really good stuff.
Great stuff. And we released a number of new ships in 2025. Which ones were your favourites?
Oh, we did. We had some good ships out there. I'm going to plump for the Panther Clipper Mark II. You know, and let's be honest, people have been waiting for this ship for absolutely ever.
We were begging for this ship for 10 years. Give us the Panther. Give us the Panther. I even made 2 songs about the Panther Clipper. For 10 years, we were looking for it.
Chris and the art team did a really good job on it. I think they really, really delivered on a massive ship that's capable of hauling almost anything, and it just looks awesome. It's a great, great ship.
I'm an ALD commander, so I'm going to go for Corsair. That's clearly my favorite. Sleek look. Really.
You would say Corsair, but because you actually never flew the Corsair. And if you flew the Corsair, you would know that it has a problem with the actual the front HUD, you have glare coming off the HUD when you're actually trying to flight and you can't see the radar. But he doesn't say that. That's because he doesn't play. And the reason I'm kind of picking on this is because I've been saying all year that I don't think anybody at Elite Dangerous actually plays this game. And now these guys are all saying they play the game. They actually play the game, they play the ships, which I think they're full of shit. I don't think they play anything.
Be good, packs a punch, really like it, plays well as well.
So that's 2025. I know everyone's excited to know what's coming in 2026. Much like last year with our roadmap, we split it out into phases, and we've done the same thing this year.
Okay, here's why I'm pissed off. Did they just cut and paste? How long did it take them to fucking make the screen? Like 10 minutes? We've been waiting 2 months for them to give us a roadmap. They could have given us this roadmap in December. Seriously speaking, look at it. I mean, I can do this in about 5 minutes. This roadmap, I can do it in 5 minutes, and you've seen what they posted on this, so it's like they're giving us nothing, absolutely nothing.
Yeah. So Gautier, why don't you kick us off with phase 1?
I'm very happy to announce that phase 1 in February is going to be us releasing Kestrel Mark II, so a new vessel, completely combat-oriented. I'm sure the team will talk about it a bit later. Very excited about this ship. I love my dogfighters. So yeah, it's a ship coming from an older Frontier game as well. So I'm very happy that we can give it another go, essentially. So yeah, quite excited about this. Yeah.
It's a really nimble combat ship. It's trying to rebalance the game a little bit and bring the small fighter vessels and give small ships a...
When this guy starts talking about rebalancing, I think this is the guy that nerfs everything. Because we're trying to rebalance the game. You mean you're trying to nerf the game? By adding they're probably going to nerf the ship, because I think right now looking at it, I think the ship's overpowered. And I'll tell you why in a little bit.
A real meaningful purpose in the game going forward. So yeah, very excited for the Kestrel.
Let's move straight on to phase 2. What have we got expected?
Yeah, so I don't want to steal some of the thunder that's coming later on. So we've got some members of the team, including Curtis, there to talk about operations. So a little bit delayed from last year, but we're really trying to get the content correct on this. So operations itself for us is as much as a deployment platform for content as...
Okay, operations was supposed to come out in December with its own ship. It says right below, it says redacted vessel. Okay, so operation was supposed to come out in December with its own ship, but we're getting it in April, maybe. And I say maybe, I say a big maybe, because I don't know if they're able to do it. By my understanding, because I listened to it a few times, it's going to be kind of like the other games. You go to a lobby and then you can join a group to go and do operations. So that's what I actually got out of this part of the operation. Okay.
As anything. So when we release operations in April, that will have a suite of missions of operations to undertake. But that's really the start of the journey. What we're looking to do is then add operations and new missions as we go into the year. Ultimately, they are multiplayer environments. So the idea is to bring people together, maybe from their squadrons, to get them play together, and take on extended missions that might involve space and ground, or just ground. We can mix and match things and create a longer play experience. But we're being really mindful of players' times on this. As we've spoken before, part of the mechanism for operations to allow people from different regions in the game space to get together quickly and to undertake operations as a combat unit.
So the first half of the year is looking really strong. What can you tell us about the second half?
Well, in the second half of the year, we're going to be releasing a number of vessels at a regular cadence, quite a number of them. And the team will be looking at a core system of the game, which is impacting many aspects of the game itself. I'm really excited about this one, I will say. It's been in my books for a while.
Okay, this whole presentation could have taken 5 minutes to do. We've waited 2 months to get this roadmap. Literally, they tell us nothing in this presentation. Zero. Except that they moved operations to April. They could have told us this back in December. And then they're going to have vessels during the year. Okay? Not what type of vessels. It's like this. Hey, Kix, do you want some pizza? Yes. Okay. I bought some pizza. Give me the money for it. Well, what did you buy? Well, don't worry about that. Just give me the money for the pizza. I don't know what I'm buying. I don't know the size. I don't know how many. Right? What purpose do these have? What are they going to be used for? There's nothing in this presentation that actually tells us. It's just it could be done in this is why I'm a little bit perturbed, because this could have been done in 2 seconds. In 2 seconds, I could have done this presentation in 2 seconds and given it to everybody back in January or December. This way, I didn't have to keep people waiting and saying, "Oh, sorry, we don't have anything for you yet. We got to wait for the new CEO to tell us what to do." Seriously.
We're currently figuring out how deep we want to go, and how to fix things the best way, the most appropriate way. Trying to see a little bit what players have been doing with that system for a while. So yeah, hopefully we're going to have more to say about that in the year. But yeah, this one is it's a favorite.
Yeah, it's a sort of
Nothing about what kind of system. Nothing about what they're going to fix. I mean, it could be absolutely anything. Absolutely. The way the ship shines in the game. I don't know. It could be utterly anything. Last night I was thinking it could be NPC. It could be the BGS. It's just like we're gonna sit here for 8 months, 10 months, just dreaming what the hell they're gonna try to fix. No idea of what they're gonna try to fix. So when you're doing a presentation like this, you need to tell people we're gonna try to fix this.
It's deeply situated within the actual core of Elite, and I think we've been looking at it for quite some time and just thinking this needs a bit of TLC. So we're going to.
It's in the core of Elite. It needs TLC. What the fuck could it be? What could it be? It's in the core of Elite. Needs TLC. What is it? Seriously, we've waited 2 months for these guys to open their mouths, and this is what they get in the roadmap. That's why I'm a little bit fucking pissed off. So they throw at us a little nice ship, which I'm excited about. I'm very excited about the ship. But it's going to be terribly OP. I'm excited about the ship, but nothing on what they're doing this year with the game or anything else.
I'm going to go back and have a look at that, and there'll probably be some new features built on around it, which would be very cool. And then beyond that, obviously, we've got some story that we're building up already. There's a lot of mysteries going on.
The whole year, they're gonna carry on the story with the plant and the disappearing girl. The whole year. Seriously, nothing on the plant and what it does. There's guys doing tests on the plant about time displacement and all this shit. We get nothing on what the hell's going on with this plant, or what we can do with it, or what. So we have to wait how long now? 10 months?
That's going to ramp across the year. So again, can't tell people anything, spoilers. But yeah, we'll be building our narrative through all of these phases, maybe with a bigger punch at the end of the year. Let's see how it pans out.
So I think you'll all agree that 2026 is looking super exciting for Elite Dangerous. Now let's take a look at the...
No, it's not. They didn't do anything. They didn't say anything. It's not looking exciting at all. All we know is that there's 6 new ships. We don't know if we're getting operations in April. The storyline that started with the plant, with the Racoida last year, is going to continue somehow, but we don't know what the direction. There's some core feature that they're fixing and some things around it, but we don't know what it is. They actually don't even know. Because if you listen to the guy, he says, and some things around it, we'll see. Like, he says, some things around it. Where is it? I gotta see here.
It for quite some time and just thinking this needs a bit of TLC. So we're going to go back and have a look at that, and there'll probably be some new features built on around it, which would be...
So they haven't gone around looking at that. They're thinking of looking at that. New features around what?
Thinking this needs a bit of TLC, so we're going to go back and have a look at that, and there'll probably be some new features built on around it, which would be very cool. And then beyond that, obviously, we've got some story that we're building up already. You know, there's a lot of mysteries going on. That's going to ramp across the year. So again, can't tell people anything, spoilers, but yeah, we'll be building our narrative.
So the whole presentation, the whole roadmap could have been done. I could have finished this in 5 minutes while I'm doing other things and coding and doing all sorts of shit. Because this is like from last year. It's the same crap. Just cut and paste. So they just did cut and paste from last year. So all we know right now is that we're getting 6 new ships. Content-wise, reboot-wise, we don't even know what the fuck they're thinking about doing. So 0 on that. No, we've taken some suggestions from the players, and we think it's a possibility of maybe working on the NPC. So we're gonna let you know what that is doing. They could have said something, but they don't even know themselves what they're gonna do. Okay, they don't know themselves what they're gonna do. It's like they're waiting for the last minute to work on the damn project and say, okay, guys, let's work on the NPCs now. That's the way I feel that this whole organization is working. It's like they're like procrastinate to the last minute, then they fix it or they do something about it, and then after that, the thing doesn't work.
Through all of these phases, maybe with a bigger punch at the end of the year. Let's see how it pans out.
So I think you'll all agree that 2026 is looking super exciting for Elite Dangerous. Now let's take a look at the first ship coming this year, the Kestrel Mark II. So we've already had a quick look at the Kestrel Mark II. Now it's time to take a deeper dive. Can you tell us what your inspiration was when designing it?
Okay, that's about it. That's all I really want to talk about with this with this update. I really think they didn't tell us much. I don't think we have anything coming this year. I'm remaining optimistic that we're gonna have content, maybe, if they somehow can get operations off the ground. But they already waited 2 months to finish operation, right? So it's supposed to come out in February. It's not. Now it's coming out in April, maybe. So they don't know when operations coming out. And then with the core feature, they're not going to work during the summer. So July, August, they're going to be on vacation, holiday, like they say. The Brits say holiday. We're on holiday. So they're going to be on holiday. So in reality, we might get something of a change in the game and some features in the game maybe by December. But the storyline with the Radiators and all this crap, we don't know anything about it. Nothing. It's just there. And again, they created content. Now they just threw it to the wayside. This is what they do. They make the content and they throw it to the wayside. They don't carry through. They don't have a storyline. There's no storyteller. There really isn't. There's nobody in the game that's actually... They're just creating things for the game. They're creating content for the game. Not content, but like modules for the game like a modder would, but they're not creating any kind of storyline or any kind of anything. Where's the story with the Radiators? They're going to wait a whole year to come up with the story? People are going to get bored. I'm already bored. I'm already bored with this goddamn Radicoida. So that's what I wanted to show you guys today. The ship itself looks pretty good. Only thing is that I want to see how fast it goes. Alec Turner was commenting in in chat that the racing is going to come back, and I agree with him. I said, yeah, I agree with him. It's going to come back. So I'm actually excited about the ship. I think more than anything, we're gonna have something to race. As for guns, it looks like it has three class 1, 2 class 2, and that special special gun that they have, the special Mark. I guess the Mark 2 gun, whatever the hell that is. That's like a cannon, like a cannon. So I'm already thinking how to design the weapons and all that. I'd like to see what it does against the Thargoid. But more, I think the ship is going to be very useful to take out and go racing with. So, because what they said was it has Mach 2 thrusters. So they already have thrusters that are going to go faster than normal. So if you engineer those thrusters with dirty drives and drag drives, how fast will this ship go? So I'm sure Alec Turner is going to come out with something of a video. I'm actually going to come out with something of a video and take it out racing and stuff, and see what it can do. So that's going to be some fun there. Alright, nothing on what the core problem is. Last night I sat there guessing with Joey from Joey Games, and I was like trying to guess what it could be that they're going to fix. But there's a million things they could fix. Million things, and they don't give you an idea. Spoilers. Spoilers, you say spoilers when the actual movie's already out. Right? When you've seen it and you can comment on it. We don't have an idea what the hell these guys are doing. And that's what's sad about this. Because we don't know what they're going to do this year. And all we are now is getting 6 new ships. So we know we're going to get ships. So all we really are is a bank, an ATM machine. We're going to be laden with ships, so we can give these guys money. But so far, no content, right? And I've seen very little of. If you watch the video on the actual gameplay for operations, I can do operations by myself. I could actually do operations by myself. I don't need a team to actually do operations. I was looking at it. I'm like, oh, this is gonna be easy. It's gonna be super easy. All they have is I took on 27 NPCs at the same time, so I think I can take on operations. So that's that part. I think we're too late for. They were too late for upgrade the game, says Inseno Glue, whatever his tag is. I don't know about that. It's never too late to upgrade a game. You know? But it's waiting 10 years to do something. We want to do colonization for a long time now. How long did you wait? 10 years? Okay. They just do work and they never finish it, and there's no storyteller. There's nobody creating kind of stories or you know, they should hire Drew and have him create storylines and shit so people can do stuff with the game. I don't know. But that's my opinion on that. I do like the ship. I'm hoping they're gonna come out with some racing stripes and some racing stuff. And I know Alec is gonna do it. I know the Daddy-O, he also is gonna do racing, so I'm gonna actually get into racing also. So try to find a planet with big valleys and create a racing track on that planet. So that'll be exciting. Again, why am I doing this power play merit mining? Well, first of all, I like power play. And second of all, I'm getting the gifts, right? Care packages. And the care packages are giving me what I need in materials. So far, I've done 5 accounts, kind of. So I'm trying to upgrade all my accounts so I can upgrade the Panther Clippers. The Panther Clippers are great ships. They can carry a lot, but they are slow as molasses. Okay, so that's one of the problems with the Panther Clippers. Oh, one thing that I really have to comment on. Let's see if I can. Because I've been saying all year, these guys don't play the game. I've been saying all year. So, let's see. This guy. He commented on he's hauling, right? Not what he's hauling, how much he hauled, where he hauled, what did he create. Okay? He commented on the hauling. I don't know about you, but it's exhausting to haul so much. It really is. Okay? And again, a lot of the comments that there were said from this podcast, I do believe they're watching. I really do believe they're watching my stream, because I said all year long I don't think these guys play this game. Okay, and I still stand by this. I don't think they actually play the game, because if they actually played the game, they would have fixed half a dozen or more, or 2 dozen, 3 dozen bugs that are out there. They would have made it more user-friendly, and they would have created some content. But I don't think they play the game. I think they're all into their shit. They're fucking Planet Zoo and Planet Coaster and all this other crap. So there was some comments made as though we do play the game, because I think for 2 months I said this game needs some love, it needs some TLC. This game is not played by these guys. They don't farm, they don't do colonization, etc., etc. And so they're coming out with comments like, yeah, we do all this, but they don't. Okay? Because, like, for instance, the French guy. The French guy says he likes the Corsair, okay? But doesn't say anything about the glare in the window. If you're fighting next to the sun, you're going to have a crazy amount of glare on the window. And you can't see the HUD. You can't see the radar. And I put in a ticket for that. They never said anything about fixing it. So we'll see. No, but I made this comment. I made this comment several times, Burr. I said that these guys don't play the game, and these guys are coming back and saying, "Yeah, I put in so much time." Like this guy says, "I put in so much time hauling and blah blah blah." You did not, because then you would know. You would have said, "I think we need to overhaul the hauling and making it easier for players to do colonization." He would have said something like that. Nothing. So, I'm not these guys. I'm not a partner with Elite, and I'm not Burr Pitt or Ricardo or Exorcist. You know, I don't kiss ass. So, I actually don't think that the podcast had anything in it of value, except maybe that we're getting a new ship in 7 days, which I don't mind, but that's just to appease us, because we're not going to get operations till April. So that's going to be a problem. That means they have issues with colonization. So I'm a little bit upset about that. Excited about what, man? Hawk, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna jump down your throat. Okay? You excited about what? The roadmap is nothing there, dude. There's nothing in the roadmap that actually tells us anything that's going on this year. Here's the roadmap. Okay, what does it tell you? We may be getting operations in April. They're possibly working on a feature of Elite, and possibly adding some things to it. They don't know what it is yet. I don't even think they know what the feature is. Okay? So, right now, there's nothing there. Except we're getting 6 new ships. So the only thing I got out of this roadmap, which they could have done in December, is next year you get 6 new ships. They could have done that in December. They didn't tell us anything new. 0. Okay, don't be polite. Don't forget. You know, I really don't give a shit. I need a true and honest opinion. So if you got an opinion, give it to me. But I don't see any value in this podcast. None whatsoever. 0. And they could have given us more. They could have said, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. I actually was disappointed after the fact. I'm like, what? I listened to it again. Then I listened to it again. So I listened to the podcast 3 times. First of all, they were defensive about playing the game, right? Because I know they listen to my podcast. I know they listen to my videos. Okay, they must have somebody that listens to it, like for everything that goes on. I think there's somebody that actually watches everything. Okay? So they said nothing about anything. Okay, and operations they're having a problem with because they're changing the system. So I don't know how they're going to incorporate that peer-to-peer system they have. You know, the 4-man peer-to-peer system they have with operations. Sorry about that. They're working on a story, but spoilers. What spoilers? The story's not finished yet. You don't even know what you're doing. You don't know what you're doing with the core system. You don't know what you're doing with the story. Everything is unfinished. There's nobody actually working on this. That's, you know, like, yeah, all they give us is, here's 6 new ships. There you go. 6 new ships. That's it. Buy these ships. But it's not like it's not like we know what kind of ships. Okay, Hawk. Well, I'm gonna buy some pizza. Give me $100. Well, what pizza are you buying? Just give me $100. I'm gonna buy pizza. What pizza are you buying? I don't know what pizza that you're. You don't know what pizza I'm buying. Why should you give me any money? We don't know what kind of ships they are. We don't know what uses they have. You know, they could say, we're thinking about remaking the Anaconda. They can give us that. Oh, Virgin, how are you? So, I really kind of am disappointed that they waited this long to give us this little. You know, actually, they waited this long to give us this little. That's going to be the new headline for this video. They waited this long to give us this little. So we could have gotten all this information in December. Seriously. I mean, this is a 5-minute PowerPoint presentation. Not even 5 minutes. It'll take me 2 minutes. They cut and paste from last year. They didn't even change anything. Nothing. Phase 1. They didn't. When they went to phase 2, the actual color. You see the color didn't move. Didn't change. They didn't. When it went to phase 3, didn't change the phase. So this is. It's incomplete PowerPoint. Okay. They only did phase 1. Okay. So they didn't put any other color into the phases. Incomplete PowerPoint. It's amazing. Anyway, that's what I got out of it. So I'm a little bit kind of disappointed. You know, I could say I'm happy that we're getting the Kestrel, but we'll see. You know, I've already put a roadmap of what I'm doing these next few weeks, right? Of what I'm doing, and next weekend, this coming weekend, I'm gonna actually do this weekend. I'm gonna actually do a 24-hour stream. Okay, let me show you guys of what it looks like. I don't know. It'll be the first time to actually do this. Excuse me. Let me see. YouTube Studio. 1 more pages. Yeah, here we go. So, I'm going to do some colonization and some mining these next few days. But on the weekend, if you notice these blue ones, they're actually going to be... It's a 24-hour stream. And they're broken up into 3 sessions because YouTube breaks up the videos into 12 hours. So I'm going to have it 9 hours, 9 hours, and 6 hours. So it's going to be a 24-hour stream starting Saturday morning, Eastern Standard Time, around 8 in the morning. And it's going to finish Sunday morning, Eastern Standard Time, 8 in the morning. And what's the topic? Searching for Raxla. The topic is searching for Raxla. I'm probably the only one that has been in the Raxla system. So I am going to trace my footsteps for the 8th time and go and explore and search for Raxla. So I'll be doing this on Saturday for 24 hours. Yeah, see what Old Virgin says? There was very little in this. I noticed that operations is included in this year, but it was also last year's roadmap. Exactly. So it's supposed to end up in December. They didn't do it in December. They didn't finish it. Unfinished projects. The Radicoida, unfinished project. Okay? Unfinished project. And I still think colonization is unfinished. I think Vanguard is unfinished. You know, I don't think they're complete. They're really not complete. And if they're happy with half a work, they should get half a pay. If I was the CEO, and if the CEO's listening, okay, Joe, if you're listening, your whole development team for Elite, because they don't complete stuff and they leave stuff to the side, should only get paid half a paycheck. Let's see how fast they finish their work if they actually completed their work. And you need to hire a storyteller. I'll send you my resume, but you need to hire someone that can come up with some stories, because it's you're missing out. I was expecting on the roadmap to say DLC somewhere, October, December, a DLC, so you guys can make some money off of the game. But it's about time you guys did a Raxla DLC. It really is. And if I find Raxla before you come out with a DLC, it's going to be really bad news. Because I want to tell you guys there's nothing there. It's a nothing burger, as Don Lemon would say. Anyway, that's it on the roadmap. I'm a little bit disappointed that they didn't say much. If you take out the operations and that little carrot they threw out there, that, we're going to work on the feature, but we can't tell you what it is. Spoilers. If you don't even know what it is, what the hell you're talking about? So if you take those two things out, all it is 6 new ships. No new content. Okay? Yeah, the Radicoida, I've lost interest already. I really have. What happened with the combat, the war that they're all having with each other? Nothing. They're not saying anything about that. They're progressing the storyline. They're not doing anything with it. Seriously. But if I was the CEO, they wouldn't get paid full salary until they actually finish their fucking work. If they didn't like that, they can fucking go work somewhere else. I'm telling you. There's a million vote coders out there looking for jobs. These guys are lazy, fat fucks. They should actually get off their asses and start going to work. Start doing some work. Half a job completed, half the pay. Because they haven't finished anything. Yeah, go look in the game. If you only complete half a job, half of a transport, you only get half a pay. Same with them. They only complete half the work. They should get half the pay. But there's nothing there. And I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. I'm not really complaining. But I wish they could do more. I wish they could do more, and it doesn't look like they're going to do more. It really doesn't. Okay? And the fact that they pushed operations another 2 months, we might not get it till June. I'm dead serious. I think it might be pushed to June. That's my thought. We might not get anything till June. Because subsequently they're gonna change the whole game. You're gonna be able to like teleport in from anywhere to play operations. So it's kind of like the other games that you actually you join a group and you start playing. So you can play with other players, and they said it's a lobby. So you go to a lobby and you can actually start from there. So it's looking for group, looking for player kind of thing. It'll let other games have. But I don't know how they're going to deal with the peer-to-peer system they have, because it needs to be overhauled. It's actually terrible. Unless they're getting rid of it. Well, that's what I said to you. I actually can probably do the Hawk. I can do the whole thing myself. And I'm actually going to do a speed run through operations, through every one of their operations solo. I'm actually going to do it solo. Okay? Because it looks like you can do it by yourself. And there's NPCs there with you. So there's only 4 of you, but if you look at it, there's more than just 4 fighting with you. There's NPC soldiers fighting with you. So I'm interested in doing any new content, I'll be honest with you. I really am, but just get it out there. Stop procrastinating. I'm really curious to see what core feature they're actually going to work on. They didn't say it. They could have said, we're going to work on NPC system. Then I would have gotten really excited. Because maybe they'll let us, we'll have a companion NPC and they'll do, they'll actually work the ship alongside with us, and they can work a ship of their own, or they can work one of ours. Or if they said we're going to work on BGS, which that's what, who said it? Burpit? They said, but they're crazy about BGS. I'm not crazy about BGS. I could care less about BGS. I get you, Hawk. I get you. It appeals to me, though. I like it. I do like it. And they did say they're going to have new shit. So we'll see. We'll see. But I'm going to actually write Joe a letter and tell her they should pay these guys half the salary. Half a job completed, half the salary paid. Seriously speaking. I didn't hear anything about anything. You know? Making colonization easier, making it more inclusive, making things a little bit different. Yeah, I get you. And that would be cool, Hawk, if you think about it. You see, you just created gameplay. The generation ship could be an instance. It could be an actual operation. You're going on a generation ship, you're exploring it, you're finding shit, you're finding logs, you're getting a storyline, you're finding equipment, right? Maybe you find an older gun that you can upgrade and use. You know, like different things. You just create a gameplay by saying that. You see that? Exploring generation ships. That's how gameplay is created. Those are great ideas. But players always throw great ideas at these guys and they do nothing with it. So I wasn't too impressed. There's nothing there. There's a nothing burger. It's just 6 new ships. You're getting 6 new ships to buy, and I honestly, the amount of money I put in last year on new ships is, I'm not going to do that this year. I'm probably going to put not even 10% of what I put last year. Because if they don't have the content, why am I going to play the ship? There's no content to play the ship with. You get me? Why am I going to play a new ship? What for? Then they don't fix it. The landing gear on the Caspian doesn't work. It's broken. I landed on the planet. It was flat surface. I took 20% damage on my hull. Okay? Exactly. You can put puzzles. You can put like, you know, like you can lock pick, open locks, open, you know, do different things. But it's a generation. So you just created content. You just created content. Maybe you can find the corpse of a dead Thargoid in there. You take samples. That sample goes back to the lab. You know, you get 10 million credits for it. It's content. You just created content by saying that. You see that? That's why I know these guys aren't playing the game. They don't create any content. We're playing the game. You're telling me what you like, you know, and then you're creating content just by making the statements you're making. A great way to engage players who don't like combat could use puzzles to reveal stories. Exactly. That's really cool. Exactly. Puzzles, mysteries, a mystery story, right? You can start up systems so you can get idea of what's working, what's not working, what happened with the ship. Come on. Okay. So nothing so far. Exactly. There's a lot of ground sites. You know, how about underground caverns? The ground sites are, you know, like the mining locations, right? You can do a million things with all the content they got, but they don't do anything, dude. No content. It's sad. Anyway, the roadmap is unfinished. You saw the arrows, right? So as they were moving forward, right? As they were moving forward through the actual... As they're moving forward, right? This little yellow arrows didn't actually light up. So this PowerPoint is actually unfinished. So whoever did it did it in haste and didn't finish the PowerPoint. Okay? Because they're supposed to light up as the phases go to the right. They're supposed to light up, right? Well, they're like, here's what you're going to get. They threw it at you. So the whole thing took 5 minutes to put together. The whole thing. The whole thing took 5 minutes to put together. Okay, that's what I think. The whole thing. So, unfortunately, a lot of unfinished stuff. That's because they don't have anybody creating storyline. So they're just making stuff. And that's all they know how to do is make ships. Now all they're doing is making ships. But this year I think they're gonna go down in sales of ships. I don't think they're going up in sales of ships. They're gonna go down in sales. At least that's the turn I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna fucking give them money for what? For no content? I'm gonna give them $20, $30 for what? For a ship? I don't know. Is this Star Citizen? Is that what I'm buying? So there's not much there. And I'm not a partner to to kiss ass. I don't kiss FDev ass. So I'm here to tell you the truth. Not much content there. So they pushed what we should have gotten in December, they pushed to April. Now, let's say we got Operation in December. What content would we get this year? Think about this. So if we got Operation in December, what content would we have gotten this year? What content? What content? No content. If you think about it, there would have been no content. Right? They're gonna do something to the game, some core feature, maybe. They're gonna fix some things that needs TLC. We're thinking about it. They don't even know what the fuck they're doing. We don't know what we don't know what we're doing. We don't know what we have planned. That's my thought. So I'm a little sad about that, because we waited 2 months for them to give us nothing. An incomplete PowerPoint presentation. So, well, Virgin, that's my point. If you take away operations and you put it into December of last year, what new content are we getting this year? Oh, the storyline that we started out with, the Radicoida is getting old. Do something with it, quickly. Okay? It's really getting old. I don't even know what the hell, why we even bothered with the Radicoida. Right? I don't know, dude. But I'm gonna write the CEO and say, hey, listen, you need to actually pay these guys only half of their salary, since they don't finish their work and only work and leave their work unfinished all the time. No, I don't think so, dude. I don't think so. Radicoida, they were talking about the storyline of Radicoida, blah, 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 going into the end of the year, next year. But that's not operations. Operations is like operations that you have on ground. Like, because you don't like to do ground combat or anything like that. But there is a function called operations in the missions board, and it's kind of avoided. No one really plays it. I don't play it. But basically, you're doing stuff like turning off the power plant, poisoning the air system, poisoning the manufacturing, doing some shit that causes the faction some headaches. Okay, so you're actually like a terrorist. You're doing stuff that causes problems. I feel storyline is just waiting for operations to release. Nah, I doubt it. I don't even think they know what they're gonna do with the storyline. I'll be honest. I don't think they know what they're doing with the storyline. So let's see if anybody's on. Anyway, I don't think they even know what they're doing with the storyline. Seriously. Okay, are we finished? Let's get rid of the osmium. Okay. I thought that too, but they talked about them being separate. Yeah, that's what I thought too. They're separate. They're not really. They're not really combined. I do like that the operations are going to be involved. You're going to be able to undermine. That's something that people are saying all the time. That ground missions and stuff are not. You don't get any power play. Also, a lot of complaints about the bounties that you get when you're doing ground missions. You get like nothing. Bounties suck. So for power play merits, they actually suck. You don't get anything. So I don't know, guys. I'm a little bit disappointed. I'm not a FDev partner to kiss FDev ass. And to tell you the truth, I don't think 6 new ships is content. I think it's just toys, new toys that they're throwing at us so we can open our wallets and buy them. Okay? So I'm still going to be doing colonization. I'm still going to be doing power play. When operations comes out, I'm going to solo operations and do it by myself. But I think all we're going to get this year is just new toys. Which I got all the new toys I need. The T11 for mining is great, right? Panther Clipper for hauling, great. I don't do much combat. The actual Corsair, which I would do combat with, has a problem with glare off the dash, right? So you can't see the HUD. So I'm gonna have to find maybe this will be a replacement for that, unless they do the same thing, and this is gonna have glare. But if you're actually doing combat with the Corsair, it has major glare. I mean, you can't see the damn radar. You can't if you're next to the sun. And those conflict zones, most of them are next to the sun, so you're gonna have the glare. I do ground missions a lot. You know, I'm probably gonna do some ground missions. I was supposed to do stuff with these guys this weekend, but they were not around. So, in any case, I'm actually gonna do ground missions sometime in the next few days. Maybe I'll do ground missions when I'm doing my 24-hour stream, my subathon. So just look for that. It's gonna start Saturday morning Eastern Standard Time around 8 a.m. and then I'm gonna go all the way to Sunday morning. So I'm gonna be well rested. Hopefully I can stay awake that long. Who knows? If I can't, then the stream is gonna be killed, but I'll stop the stream. And I'm gonna try to kind of like keep it going, continuity of streams. So I'm gonna transfer the stream over to another stream. So I'm gonna see if I can do that. So that'll be this Saturday. And we'll go search for Raxla and other things, because if I get bored, and I'll say, okay, I'm gonna stop here, and I'll get bored and move on to do something else. Anyway, I play while I actually comment. I actually play the game. I don't know. I don't think Ricardo's playing anymore. I don't know how much Obsidian Ant plays. I don't know how much Exorcist plays. But I play every day. So I'm here for you. Let's take a look. Let's take a look what we made. Let's do that first, right? Support services. Let's do the plot first. This time I got a lot of plot. Doesn't sell for a lot, but you get the bonus off the for doing the 36,013. You get the bonus for doing undermining. So the osmium, that's 1435. So that's not a bad haul. 37,500. I got more yesterday. Okay, that on the leadership boards. Let's see where we are. Gotta see where we are. We're number 1. Oh wow, that's surprising. I thought I wouldn't be number 1 for a while. All right. The Kanako Azumi is another tune of mine, so we're number 1 last week with Kanako. And then I'm getting ranks 47, right? I'm doing 47 rank on Lord Dragster here. So I'm looking more for the power play, the care packages, because I don't like to farm. If you notice, I don't really farm. Let's see, we unlocked the module. Advanced Plasma Accelerator. Dude, my favorite modules, Pack-Hound Missiles, the Pacifier, which is a frag cannon, and then the Imperial Hammer, which is a cannon, right? But it has like triple shot. Those are my favorite weapons. My favorite weapons, man. So I'm gonna put the Imperial Hammer on this new ship on the Kestrel. I'm gonna put the Imperial Hammer on it, and maybe the Pack-Hound Missiles. I'm gonna see what it can haul, and what are the sizes, what the hard points, what the sizes they have. But it's got to have a pretty goddamn good power plant, because it's got that gun, plus it has another 2. Let's see, 2 to the side, right? 1. So they have, I think, 5 hard points. So it's got to be a damn good gun. Anyway, I'm going to kill the stream here, guys. I will be back tonight doing some colonization. I put my foot in my mouth, and I have 2 T3s that I need to build, and 1 T2. So I'll be back tonight doing some colonization. Don't be disappointed. Don't be discouraged. The game is still here, and it's still a lot to do in the game. So I actually, I'm enjoying myself. At least I'm relaxing, right? Because that's why I play this game, to relax and to take the stress off. 07 Commanders, have a great evening, and I will see you in the morning if you're around then. Take care, 07.